I can't do that because when you initiate an insurance claim, and then
I was feeling pretty good.
all of the stuff I
Something, right?
I'm like a shift.
Just as it-
Still, and it was.
And the senior center. Oh, yeah, you went to the senior.
Kids are really going.
So, okay.
Yeah, we need Sunday.
Absolutely. Okay. Because they gotta get that in our budget.
Oh, okay.
Maybe by the end of the.
Okay.
All she needs to do is send me an invoice.
How about it?
Well, she's back.
Yeah, but that's the.
Back.
That's the agreement.
You need to get, the following,
Right.
Okay.
Line of second.
Okay. Well, you can see,
Shoot that over.
too far, it's just not really interest.
Well, and the other thing
It
is.
is, I love it, they true smile.
I
went back and shared this picture with the team that worked on providing the input, it feels very, very.
Yeah, she's back now.
So I'm gonna just
Yeah,
send an email, back to you, email me.
Yeah.
Feel good day.
My mother.
I let the mom know, who's really brought the sport too, that we were.
Yes, most
Yeah, let's try and,
He's coming out.
20 seconds, just.
Well, that's what you have.
The key would be. Rochelle.
No
pushback.
Lower part.
So the baby, look at stuff. Rochelle.
Right.
What meeting board?
Somehow.
Yeah, so they're.
But then we would need
We're
to
doing
go
some
get
of this for schools.
the right.
Well, so to be honest with you.
That's right.
You buy the record.
To us.
I'm just giving the
At
receipt.
1.2.
Actually, I only did it the
I
other
think
day.
we're doing-
When I looked there, I was like, wow, I should get it right. And then somebody called me and I was
For-
like, one.
For, Ed Foundation.
So, but yeah, it's like,
When you get the age, then that wandering around.
I have worked.
I
I walked just, I walked here, the picture was doing that here, they said, okay, the Freedom Park on Camino needs one.
Yeah.
So I'll hook them up with that mom art.
Speak out loud,
Yeah.
think out loud, so you.
I had to Google it, 'cause we got the application for it, I'm like, what that is.
It's kind of cool, I questioned it in the beginning because, you know, we all carry around these phones nowadays with voice apps on them. You can program things for you, you know.
I'm leaving from
But
California.
mom said, when
That's
kids are in the
pretty close.
playground,
Okay.
they don't want to have a device in their hand while they're playing on the
Yeah.
equipment.
I
So
won't
this
be
is
back
the
till the
easy way for
29th.
them to communicate and then the whole community that they're.
Yeah.
to-
One thing was really cool.
Let's talk with.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Aquafest and.
All right.
just Keep on going on, it's very, very important.
You know, when it comes to that kind of thing, I think that ran, it works, that you can be yelling across the playground, this kid, you know, someone else, they can hear you, you know what I mean, any of that kind of stuff, it's just taking for granted, then you see the kids that can't.
From the 15th of
That'd be
October,
so hard, it'd be even harder, well, for me now, as being a
October
parent,
15th,
it'd be
I'm
harder
coming
to
back
see
on
that,
the
with my child, right, I see that,
29th.
and.
You know, you and I had those conversations, and Lori asked the question
Excuse
yesterday,
me,
so how
I'm
many
going to
kids were
like-
Americans? And the answer from the club, I was so proud, was all students, whether you
Everybody.
have that need or not, benefit from this.
Yeah, I think it helps too, to bring, even for the kids that don't need it, to kind of make them aware more, like, oh yeah. You know, it's-
You know, when you think about it, we kind of fun game, you know, a playground. But
Yeah.
how quickly can you get the other person to know what you're saying?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see,
yeah, you know, you can almost do some where they're away and then they have to run up to it, the first one to get to it has to do, you know.
It's like, yeah, well, it's kind of like charades, you
Yeah.
know, everyone's like,
Yeah. Cool.
I want to play golf, I want to play football.
Well, and yeah, I mean, anything you do, get more
Morning.
kids involved in whatever they're doing, you know, in the fun stuff.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, the
Yeah.
aggravating stuff that they're gonna do otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. Morning, Bob. Morning.
Slightly different.
Bright, sunny.
It always changes. It's kind of like a saltwater beach after a few times.
That's good.
Speaking of that,
I can picture that.
the low tide yesterday was incredible. There's another one today.
I was out on Woodby yesterday, had to go up there for a team retreat, had to. My convertible on a nice sunny day, right? I don't think I'll even play mileage.
You bring your convertible today?
So much fun. Yeah, it's out there. And it's even clean.
Well, mine's not totally clean. Mine's clean outside.
Mine was covered in sawdust again. Because I parked it in my wood shop. It's the only kids I have.
Look at this. So I don't have.
It's amazing how that happened.
Oh,
So I use my router and.
At least it's not, he doesn't park in his skate shop.
That's how people flatten the slab.
That's what I ended up having to do, because we put together like a top and, but I need to go buy at least an inch bit, because it's like And so it's like this many, I'm like,
And those things aren't cheap, they don't
No.
give away those.
no, I was like, oh my gosh. so-
I think I've got one that's 2 inches, that's made specifically for flattening slabs, I
Yeah.
can usually that.
Cause what we did is basically, I had my father-in-law, I want to build a table. Oh, I'm sorry, I want to build a table. And so he cut a bunch of wood down and then put it together, glued it together and everything, but he didn't make the opposite side even. One side is, so it was easy just to lay it on its side that's good, and then just to put that big floor, and just, it was pretty simple. I had a,
You went across grain, if you go into the grain, it will. probably-
Right. one, so then I come back and the thing is it's almost 8 feet long, so I'm worried. I didn't have these hang on, and I was worried if I did, I had to get so thick, so it wouldn't bow. That was my fear, but I guess I could have along the way.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, that's working great, then what I do is I come back and use my little sander, just, you can't see any.
You're.
It almost looks zebra when you're doing it, but then when you come back to the sander.
You see, you have it?
I do. You're using Zoom actually. Here, where you go to the little microphone, I got it, go up here, it should let that one.
What do you do here?
Still good working stuff.
Like, for yourself or?
Yeah. I had, one little semester. Right, for grade.
Ah,
Right. So, I make everything out. They, I even started. Really, for weeks. If it's
Oh, because we're out of the picture?
You're out of the picture.
I think that's right. All right, I can mix it.
Oh, okay. Full room.
Yeah. You got me in the ring and jury.
We gotta switch seats.
You gotta think about.
Right. So I.
Oh, it's back there. Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Actually, I never in there and did the.
Would you? Yeah. So one of your drivers said this guy in this little black convertible is in one spot on 23rd. Yeah. They didn't have their like. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
In the past, it's good. You know, I might have. I would feel like about otherwise.
I haven't seen them much, but I think we'll have,
Huh?
My driver's like.
That's.
Well, you know.
I wish I saw them years ago, and I was asking them.
Activities every day.
They had.
Well, how did that go for you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
So sitting on there, that's.
And he was like, yeah, so it's funny whenever I mentioned.
We gotta sit over here. Precedent's working really good. Really good over there. Now, you didn't shower.
All right, if you'll join me in the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good morning again. And now a four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, fair, false, sir. Third, fourth, will be beneficial. Fifth, is a five. Excellent. Good morning, everybody. I am getting all set for our big event coming up on June 21st. Got to be in the Hawaiian thing. And the weather's kind of helpful. Yeah, too. So what the heck? All right, we do Eileen here. Gary, do you have a
I do.
inspirational comment?
I do.
If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. That came from the Dalai Lama. So try and figure that out.
Yeah, I would imagine that, you don't have to be infinitely small to make much of a difference there, wouldn't you? All right, I believe we have a guest here, so. Our, speaker today will be Jennifer Fry with Second Half Map. Hopefully she'll be here pretty soon. It should be interesting. I think she's going to be talking about transitioning into retirement.
Sorry, I'll
Not on my radar.
Well, you might be retired. It doesn't mean it. It just,
I'm gonna
do other stuff.
My dad was busier retired than he was working.
Yeah, really, you kind of run out of stuff to do. I think one of the keys is you always have to make sure you have hobbies too, before you retire. You don't want to start inventing yourself afterwards. You got to work your way up to it. Anyhow, got some events, anniversary wise. Amy's coming up here pretty soon. Is her wedding anniversary. And Raquel, I think she just had her Rotary anniversary. So congratulations to both of those. Few announcements today. We had quite a meeting, a board meeting this week, and we've got our grant requests under strong considerations. And we hope to have a decision by this weekend on where the money's going to go. We had several very good applicants. So it's fun. It's enjoyable to be part of that for all of us. So looking forward to that.
Thank you for hosting us and thank you for the wonderful dinner.
Yeah, it was a working dinner. A couple decisions made. Street parade is on for Aquafest as far as Rotary is concerned. We talked about not doing that, but we basically decided to damn the torpedoes. Let's just keep doing it. We've been doing it a long time, so we're going to be working on getting a big trailer, decorating it, and doing all that kind of stuff. We are also overly enthusiastic about maybe even trying to do the boat parade this year. As you recall, we skipped one last year because it was just too much the year before. We're going to play that one by ear. If we're going to do the street parade, I think where I'm going with all this is we're going to need all hands on deck. And so if everybody could put a day or two on their calendar for Aquafest, which is the 26th to the 28th of July, we really need the help. Because we're still doing the corn booth, and now we have the cornhole tournaments for them too.
When will the corn booth there be ready?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. We need to first find the person that's going to run the corn. We have some pretty good ideas. So just pinning anybody down yet. But Brian, we could probably put that up to sort of signups for
As soon as James fixes the signups.
That's a separate.
Oh, who knows what we're going on with that sucker.
Yeah. But yeah, we need to get organized. We'll need volunteers for the cornhole tournament as well. But we don't really even have the structure of that whole thing worked out yet. So we gotta go through that.
The chamber sign on that? The chamber does their under in the fourth.
Yeah.
You might ask is Matt. Is he coming tonight?
Unfortunately, he can't come today. He came up sick. So I'm gonna try to get maybe an evening meeting as soon as he's available, and able to come, maybe at my house, and we'll just kind of sit around.
And he wrote me at 2:43 this morning that he wasn't feeling good.
Yeah. So
Were you up?
I was in
saying. we're-
No, but I did it at 5:15.
So we're also sponsoring the big screen that we had last year. And, has there been any yet as to, options of where we could possibly put that thing?
Haven't heard a word yet, no.
Okay.
They talked about it, but you know, the meetings that we were there early on, but they still haven't made a decision.
Well, power is the issue, and then the other is we need to control them too. What's it, is it Iggy or Iggy?
Iggy, which is
Izzy, to sit in and run the thing, you know, we've got to have the internet and all that kind of stuff, and that's just a whole nother thing, folks. Last year, we coordinated with some high school students to be roving reporters, they were able to provide live feed through Facebook, into our control room, get it on screen. That stuff is really cool, and, you know, so there's even more work to do there. So, yeah, it'd be really cool if it was at the other end of the park. Right. It's just the doggone power of it. You know, and also whether it's an appropriate place to have control in like under a tent. When you say other end of the park, what does that mean? I'm thinking down by the stage. I think what would really be cool, since we have live music, is to be able to have that on the screen too. You know, because then you'd really be able to see the musicians from all over the park. We can still do it up and back, facing the other way, but it's kind of like,
Yeah. You know, what my crew thought about last year, because especially this year, they want to do a movie in the park, is if we park a mini crane or forklift or something in the city hall parking lot, and there's the wall that goes down, we'll hang that screen out over the wall. And then you've got the big grass field out there where people can actually sit down and watch the screen, whether
also
it's during the
you'd
day
actually,
or movies or whatever.
for a movie, but that would just be for the 3 days, right? Yeah. That would be
So you'd be looking towards the city hall. Correct. School, yeah, on the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah. That would make that would be better, for sure.
Right.
Is the power better over there?
We'd have to ask Kim, I don't know. But that's just running the cable. I mean, we could even rent a cable if we need a 100-foot cable for the weekend. That's not a big deal. Okay. But then it would hang out over that wall. It'd be out of the way. But we just need like we just have to rent like some kind of lift truck or something that could lift that truss and fly the truss from it.
You know,
Something that have like a 4,000-pound capacity would be fun.
well, they obviously have to have power for the band. So, yeah, like, it's just something that they're thinking about, and I think it'd be really cool. if we could
Is
start
there
out.
power at City Hall? If we're in the parking lot, can't we just run a cable?
But it also needs to have one of those larger 240-volt plugs. You know.
Either 30 amp or 50 amp, yeah, either one would be fine.
30 amp would be good. That's basically a dryer plug.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All righty, and, yeah, so that's basically it for the announcements. Anybody else have any announcements to make while we're at it?
Well, I can tell you that the next board meeting, Ron will be on July 10th. It's a Wednesday. We're changing to Wednesday evening because of some of the issues. Some of the people could not attend all the time, so it's, I haven't looked at it, but I think that's the second Wednesday of the month, and that's when it will be permanently. Throughout the year, I'll be posting them, fairly soon. And, the other big thing is technically today is the deadline for registering for the, annual meeting. Because Ruth needs a count. And, Eileen asked me to make sure that I let everybody know that, we need that. It's $29 per person. It's gonna be at 5:30. It's gonna be at the, Lake Stevens Community Food Bank. And, it's gonna be a really great program. There might even be some surprises. We don't know. You never know what might happen. Depends on how industrious the current president is in running that meeting and giving out awards. So it should be a fun evening. Dave Duskin will be with us that evening, and he's gonna help officially get everybody signed in on the new board, and then Kathleen Olson and her husband will be there. So we'll have some representation of the 50-50. So it will be nice. And it's, see that Hawaiian shirt? That's the dress code that night. Now, not particularly that one, but if you have an Hawaiian shirt or a similar something, wear it. Come casual,
Get in, you know.
and just come and have a good time. I think it's pasta that we're having that night.
Should have brought them in, you know, it sounded very good.
Yeah,
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian pasta.
yeah.
That's a fighting thing,
Board meeting will be at the food bank as well.
Okay. Brian, do you have anything, as far as, community services coming up?
It's just we've got the farmers market next week. I'll just send out an email while James is helping figure out what's going on, why we can't do the sign up. So I'll send an email. If you want to sign up, just email me back, please, so I can have a list going. It'll be the same as we did before, like 2:30 to 5, and then 5 to 7:30. So it's set up and take down. I'm waiting for the low market. So if we can do a cleanup, and it's not bad, but you can't see everything. And I know the thought may be, let's get in there first, but then the grass is high, so you're gonna be wandering around trying to figure it out. So that'll be the next thing as soon as there.
There's some kind of steep slopes there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, so that's what's going on. So I'll have the sign as soon as James helps figure out what's going on, that we'll get it.
We might try for June 22nd, doing a cleanup of our Celestris storage unit.
Oh, yeah.
I was in there last night borrowing something, and it was just the biggest joke in the world. Yeah. I'm sure the people about 4 blocks away heard my verbalization.
Your personal discussion about.
I had a real good discussion.
It's almost like that closet you have at home where you just shove stuff in and then shut the door and pushing the door. That's how our storage unit is. Oh my gosh.
It's efficient, but
You
you can't get
pull
anything out of the
there.
back
Oh my
without
God.
pulling a whole bunch of stuff out and get to it. And then out of that time, you never have to pop one.
No, keep this for a little while. That's a good idea to hold on to it.
And we let it till 3 months ago, and we got,
No, start.
off today.
You sure no pressure washer them.
Oh, my God.
I told you like Jacobs and get it pressure wash.
Well, you know, live and learn.
Yeah.
Ron, do you have anything for us?
Just a couple things. One, reiterate what Dawn said is Aquafest. Plan on if you can. We need help. We need lots of help. We're signed up for a lot of fun stuff. So if you can set that weekend aside for Rotary, that'd be great. Second thing, I think Gary mentioned the board meeting. We're moving that to the second Wednesday of the month. Tuesday of that week will be also our fireside. So I call it the fun week. We'll have board fireside and board meeting on back-to-back nights. One thing the board in our retreat, we decided to raise the paddle this year is going to be to fund our scholarship fund. So at our Corks and Kegs event, that'll be our raise the paddle. And then something that kind of slipped, I think, our agenda at the last board meeting is a couple board meetings ago. Tracy mentioned a fundraiser program that she wanted to do about saving plastic. And she was going to sign us up as a Rotary Club. And we're required to, in a year's time, save 1,000 pounds of plastic. And it's anything to do with clear plastic bags, bubble wrap, the plastic grocery bags. And then if we turn in 1,000 pounds, we get a park bench that we want to try to install somewhere in one of our parks. So I'll have Tracy update everybody more on that. But just if you start getting plastic, start saving it.
Yeah, maybe a good way of looking at that is all the plastics that clean plastic, of course, that you can't put in the recycle, like plastic bags. You know, it'd be pretty easy to just, the first one you get on Saturday morning or Friday night, it becomes something hanging in the garage and stuff full of other things like that. And just bring it every week to Rotary. And we'll just have a big garbage bag or something here, and we'll just try to collect it every week.
Where's it being stored?
We started.
It's a perfect spot.
We were gonna talk to you about that. No, you're gonna take it to,
real quick.
I think Hagen's is the store that accepts it, so they basically.
Oh, it's
send
gonna
it.
No, but so Hagen accepts it, but it doesn't mean, I don't know that means you get the bench. I think you might want to talk to Tracy, there's a program.
Yeah, I think
we would need to collect it and we would turn it in.
Tanya Seaford does that. I think it's the Lions Club.
Yeah, I think.
That's who I save mine for now, but honestly, it cuts down on your trash. Bread, packaging, I mean, all of that stuff goes into a bag. I've got 20 pounds to start.
If you do want to start at the food bank.
Our development,
That'd be great.
our condo association does that, and we've already got one bench. They do take it to Hayden's,
Yeah.
and, we're working on our second bench.
They make tracks out of it.
Yeah.
Make it part of the farmer's market food and have the community.
Why not?
And on a similar note, that's really good idea. The second best idea is that I can ask your neighbors, right? And then whether we collect it from them or they bring it to your place, so that's a good neighborhood, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's know like your neighbors. And then I would like to have your neighbors.
I love.
You might get selected others that way.
Yeah, I don't like.
You bring house to your house.
Yeah.
I got
I sign up for his house.
Like, this is for Rotary.
God, feels.
We can collect it in Sherwood. I mean, there's all kinds of.
Actually, a good idea. All of my neighbors, we all put kind of all of our bins in the same place. If there's a telephone pole right there, I can see this little hook up there. And bring your plastic bags out, just hang it on the hook and I'll take it from there. And rather than trying to throw it in your garbage, which is really the only other option.
Yeah.
They would do it for sure. So, yeah.
It's amazing how rapidly you collect it.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, there's some organizations that have done it. And they run out of places to put the park benches. Like, what? Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Ron, that's great. Anything else?
Just look forward to the 21st, and then we decided my first official meeting will be the 28th of June. We're cheating a little bit, a couple days early, but looking forward to it. And then I don't know if Gary mentioned. Did you mention the 5th of July? We were just going to not have a meeting because it's the day after the 4th, and it'd just be a buzz in if you want to.
Yeah, he didn't say, thanks for mentioning that.
No, didn't forgot that.
Yeah, I think we will all be ready for not getting up at 6 or 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Let you want breakfast.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
the buzz in could maybe be even a slightly later start, officially. Like 11.
I can tell what 4th of July is like a year out.
Yeah, I'm lucky I've got neighbors that have parking that they contribute to the process. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good one this year. And who knows, it might be the last from a standpoint of tolerance of fireworks in the city. Probably wouldn't stop it altogether, but,
Do we know anybody with the city? He's hiding.
Rumor
He's a
has
controversy. I didn't know what we're talking about. I was trying to figure out what a woman, my wife was saying. What do we need to fix? What do we need to fix? What do we-
Fourth of July, light it up.
Move 4th of July? Or the, oh, you guys are saying the F word, huh?
Well, you know, if the city put a barge out there, you know, that might help a little bit, you know, shoot a few things off. Oh,
Have all the lakefront property owners for the work. Well, they already light up the lake. Yeah. Yeah. That's part of the problem.
Well, it is, yeah, there's a little damage here and there, usually it's like melted things that.
Kevin's not here to share his perspective. My first call on the fifth was Kevin. I asked, how many houses do we burn down? I said, oh. Because we're okay with averaging 1.5. Well, that means jobs for reconstruction. Yeah, it is like economic development. There you go.
That's right, that's what Seattle's doing. Anyhow. Meanwhile.
Thanks, Rod.
Guess I'm not gonna pick on anybody else here with any, reports.
Can I talk about scholarships?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about it quite a bit previous meeting, but, do you want to add something?
Well, we did the scholarship night at the high school on Wednesday.
Oh, that's right.
So we do ours here at our Rotary meeting, and then, Lake Stevens Education Foundation and everyone else in the community that gets scholarships, they organize a scholarship night at the high school. And what, 150, 200 people probably, there. So Sam and I were able to present the Rotary scholarships again, same exact certificate, thank you, for printing those out again. And I realized, that many of the scholarships that are given in this community are about $1,000, you know, so I've kind of joked, you know, the South Everett Mukilteo Rotary Club does a full page ad and gives however many thousands. But our scholarships, when we get up around $3,000, $3,500, those are good sized scholarships for this community. So we should be really proud of that. And then, there's been some interest in the club, about a second chance scholarship. So maybe a student that has struggled early in their school career and then turned it around. And Ken Collins gives what is called a U-turn scholarship, which is the same thing. And he funds that just himself. So I went out and talked to him and said, you know, there's been some interest in our club. Would you be interested in partnering on this? And him going into retirement, his first comment to me was, yeah, Rotary could just take that over because my wife's gonna need $1,000 a year and shoes once I retire. But I think it would be a great partnership for us to consider. We already give scholarships in the names of people that contribute. So of course, we will encourage Ken to continue to contribute his $1,000. But the application process might be a little bit different. And he says that Kim LaFortune and the teachers actually recommend students. Because if you were a student who struggled in school, you might be a little reluctant to raise your hand to apply for something like that. But he says he gets 3 or 4 applicants a year and he gets to choose from them and give a second chance scholarship. So I would encourage us to partner with him as the Rotary Club and add that to maybe our scholarships. Maybe it's something we can highlight at Forks and Kegs or bring a couple of students that have received scholarships before when we do that funding need. So I appreciate doing that at Forks and Kegs.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be good idea, Lance. Just again, I mentioned that scholarships in the food bank. Last year at the farmers market seemed to be the 2 most popular votes with the ping pong balls. You know, partially because everybody can relate to, you know, both organizations. Lance, did they probably give a total amount of scholarships presented?
What did they say?
Almost 3 million, like
3 million?
2.9 something million.
That they knew.
Yeah.
Not all of those were presented that night.
I'm sorry?
Not all. of them
Yeah,
were
right.
presented.
Still, yeah, unless I mentioned they had a graduation, so mention.
But 650 students?
685.
685 graduated class.
And over 200 of those were in the honors. 3.5 were not.
Yeah. It was an amazing night.
Always inspirational, and I always add to it, Lance, because I think it's really appropriate to do that. And wonderful, because, you know, Ken and Randy that started that scholarship,
Yeah.
both Rotarians at the time we started it. So it'd be kind of natural to bring that under our umbrella, if it's strong that.
Well, again, we talked about this before, but, for our clerks and caves, it's going to be really good to try to, pick a few past scholarship
Yeah.
recipients. That would.
Oh, we're really good on that.
Yeah, I think that would be their testimony.
Yeah.
What?
I made a recommendation for one of the,
This year? That's from this year.
Yeah.
We're also gonna be working on Lance and I will work on a press release on the scholarships. And distribute it to the Herald and some of the other local newspapers here within the next few days.
And see what happens. Yeah, hopefully they'll, they'll actually put it in.
It's running in the
happened
past.
before.
Yeah. It's a feel-good thing, so sometimes the Herald will do some things good once in a while for Wade Stevens.
Who?
Yeah.
Harold what? Brad, do you have anything to add on public image while we're?
I'm excited for farmers market to finally set up a tent. It's been sitting in my garage now for a couple of months. Really nice to see it.
Yeah.
It's not in the storage unit, is it?
No, I don't think we're gonna take it.
It's pretty, they're pretty hard to put together the first time, because you really gotta stretch.
Duly noted. What we talked about last year, is what we really need for farmers market is we need a setup crew and a takedown. Not people that necessarily work it,
Okay.
but there was one day in August when Gary and I set up that booth in about 100-degree heat. By the time we got it out, we were spent.
Yeah.
And we still had to stay there for, hours. So it'd be great just to have a team of people who just went and set up the booth and then came back and set it and tore it down.
So I let him go take a nap for 10 minutes, and he came back and let me take a nap for 20 minutes. He just, I said, where are you going? He said, and I looked over, he's in the car blasting air out, so.
So we need to, the way the booth was set up last year, it had, it was along the sidewalk. The massive problem with what we did was we put 2 gallons of boiling water right next to a sidewalk with a chain link fence to the protection.
Oh, you're talking about the corn booth.
Yeah, the corn booth.
Okay, I was talking, we were talking about the farm.
Oh, sorry, the corn booth. If that were to fall over though, because people are walking by, so we need to either put something behind it or we need to move that over. So maybe think about when we're setting it up, maybe first before it's actually set up, maybe somebody draws it out to do it. Because that was a massive concern of mine anyway.
But the chain like a fence is.
I'm not worried about changing, my point is about changing fences, there's no protection.
People on the other side.
If all that boiling water somehow would have. Oh.
But you put a tarp on that, so.
Start with milk, but I was like, a little bit, it's still help. But, sorry, I was actually, in my mind, I was thinking the corn booth, but something just to, because that's, and even the kids stick their spoon through there. And there's that steam,
True.
I
What
mean,
line of business you're in?
yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing, I'm honestly, I mean, we can talk about everything else, I don't care about the stuff we own, I care about us getting sued.
President-elect Ron, sounds like you volunteer to run the corn booth.
Oh, I don't. But James will help me though, so.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Smiling. Yeah, definitely. The orientation could maybe be a little different with the pots at the end away from the traffic.
Still on the next booth.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if there's no next booth, but remember that we don't have food vendors.
Yeah.
So there may be, there may be some options there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could do something with the board down, push that, trench out small areas so the board goes down in the ground, then it works, it then comes back to us instead.
Yeah.
Great. So,
The
whatever.
landowner might not let you trench these.
I'm not talking about like.
All right, should we do happily bucks? In fives? So do we have a speaker? Well, not yet. We're running a little late. Hopefully, we can hear from these coordinated, so. I can still out of this. Saying, I'm not going to also.
You want me to tap dance? All right, so, who's not wearing their name badge?
Very.
You're gonna find me for not wearing it.
Fine for grumpiness.
I finally bring it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just wear it on. It should count. It's called a name. Reverend Navy, why is that, Reverend Navy?
I'm a rock star. Yeah, I
Certified.
even knew that.
Certifiable?
Yeah, she's certified.
Amy, all you have to do is let me know what you need on.
Reverend Amy, just 2 words.
I'm not genuflecting. All right, good morning, folks online. So, let's start with President-elect Ron, who's at the Rasmussen Beach House, it looks like.
Yep, happy, getting ready to start my first of 3 rounds of golf this weekend. So I got the ibuprofen on board and it's going to be about 95 degrees.
Awesome. Well, have fun. Good luck.
Take a shower afterwards.
Past President Jim, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm continuing my successful venture of being a failure at retirement. So, I'm, headed into the building right now. So
Well, you're doing a great job at it.
we had a great trip, 8-day trip to Cabo with my family, which was really fun. So, yeah, I'm happy.
Well, keep up the good work. Councilman Sam.
Good morning. I'm up in Skagit County today, headed up to the mountains for a tour, but appreciate our club. Lance did a great job representing our club at the scholarship the other night. So I just really appreciate him and his hard work and the rest of the team. Have a great day.
All right, good deal. Thanks, Sam. And Daniel.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm just excited for summer. We've got our garden planted and we've trimmed almost all of the 15 trees in our orchard. And it's just a lot of enjoyable work after I get home from work. So I'm just looking forward to, enjoying the fruits of our labors this spring.
There you go. Good deal. All right, well, welcome. And now here, Mayor, you happy?
I'll throw some happy books in there. Great milestone this week for the city. We had the American Public Works Association Accreditation Committee here this week, and you now live in an APWA accredited city.
Whoa.
It's a big deal. So, for us, they look at about 375 lines of, do you do business this way? Do you actually do business this way? Do you train it? So everything within your public works. And to kind of put it in perspective, there's only 214 cities, counties who are accredited.
What?
It's a big deal.
200, what did you say, 200?
There's only 214. And when you think of the thousands of cities and counties in the country.
So does this mean cheaper taxes?
So what, yeah, so what I've seen already is services are more efficient because of all these policies and procedures and how we do business. So services are much more efficient and culture, we're not going to be turning over people as much because you have a very better culture within the organization. Am I going to lower your taxes? Probably not, James.
That's especially, kudos to you because of the history of our public works. So good job.
Yeah, it's one of the first things
drop, when I became mayor, you realize that how it works a third of your budget. And most people don't know anything about it, right? It's cool, it's been fun. It's been a 3-year process, a long process.
There's a story behind the revenue.
Oh, no, I just got, I introduced a couple and then now they're getting married and asked me to leave. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Went online, got
I'm finding it, not even my birthday. It's that easy, that's how we do
And a
it.
$5 fee.
No,
No fee?
free. I mean, it is, this is my kind of thing.
So the marriage laws are best of you.
There are.
Cool. Why are you having?
I went on an amazing hike to Lake 22 yesterday. Every turn I took, I was like, ah, it's so beautiful. And the water that I got in was freezing cold. Beautiful, amazing day. And I woke up this morning, with about 7 men in my backyard drinking coffee. Brian hosted the first, Lakeside Beach Club coffee shindig this morning at our place. Kind of fun.
Did they ski over from dock?
They did. Yeah, Denny was there. I don't know if you guys know Denny, full timer. Yeah.
It's right next
and-
to Chris.
Yeah, and Darlene, and they're both doing really well in their senior year.
Did you swim across Lake County?
I did not. I am sort of trained in cold water and I had a very hard time keeping my breath under control. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. When's the wedding?
The end of July, right before Aquafest. Check the date.
You should have.
Just a couple happy bucks. We had, down in Snohomish, the wine walk last Saturday, so we had 275 people come through the shop, which was fun and brought a lot of new people finding us. So, and my other one is, to Lance and everyone involved with the scholarships. It's really great to see all of those students, very inspirational in the high school and to be a part of that. So.
Happy birthday, Chef Jason, basic natural soap solutions that are supposed to down. Tonight's cooking class, if you want to come, it's from 5 to 7, you're gonna get steak and chicken and vegetables and dessert. And then Saturday, 11 to 2 different samples that you put in on the girls. And Sunday, 10 to 1, I know that's mentioned. Oh, free.
Of course, I'll be at a training class.
But I should say that tonight's cooking class and $10 donation that we get to pay.
Put some bucks in for Venmo. I just want to reflect back and give my thanks to the scholarship committee. A couple of the 2 members who joined this year, you guys brought good energy and perspective, and you got to experience the interview. So, it was great. Thanks to the whole committee for making everything happen.
President. Good time. Because I was just gonna do the same thing, since neither of them are here virtually or in person. Tracy and Eileen have been very, very, helpful for our club. Eileen has been doing all kinds of planning for events this spring, and she's been taking the lead on our little event on the 21st. And then Tracy has stepped up. She's been extremely busy, professionally lately, but she's stepped up and she's working again on the grant request process. And, the people that we don't see very often are, a lot of them, and Kendra would be another one. They're working behind the scenes a lot, even though they don't have the opportunity to be at the club there. Thank you.
And you didn't mention that Tracy's husband Dave is retiring at the end of today.
All right.
So on Monday, I'm gonna call him. And I'm gonna ask him if he's sitting and watching TV. And if he is, I'm gonna tell him that Tracy told me to call him and tell him to quit watching sports and get out, and get some work done.
Well, no, don't go too far about that. If it's weekend sports are.
So she said he'd watch
Are
it
there
every day.
weekends in retirement?
Yeah, you gotta watch that. 6 Saturdays and Sunday.
We would know that, Lance. I know.
Well, I'm happy. I don't know if anyone will share a boat with somebody, but I share a boat with my son, which means that they for half of everything and then he uses the boat. And then last year, series of mishaps, the boat never ran even one day last year. So he's getting it repaired, so it's gonna work this year.
Yay, and you're paying for it.
So he's gonna pay for it, you could use it, right? No, I'm gonna pay for it, he's gonna use it. This is graduation week, so I went to Gavin's department graduation, where the dean of the school of English told the parents, don't worry, your English degree, your kids will get a job. I don't know, we'll see. I hope so. I want this room. And I don't know if I'll be here next week. I know I'm flying out to Pennsylvania to do the US Army War College for two.
You can zoom in like this.
Probably 10 o'clock in the morning, probably not. Probably not gonna happen. It's back in class. Yeah, so I'll complete my first year of Army War College. I got another year, and then I'll be done. This time, that's great.
Thank you for the fundraiser tonight. If you guys aren't busy, it's pretty awesome. I went last year, and even if you are a good cook, you get a really good barbecue dinner for $10. If you did.
Entertaining.
And he is entertaining. It's like 3 different barbecues or like grills or smokers, whatever that they cook on. So you get a whole meal for $10. Pretty great. And then the food bank is doing the fireworks stand. I know it's controversial, but I'm gonna send out an email probably later today and hope that some of the Rotary members can help out, volunteer for a shift or two.
Well, we a lot of fireworks in Lexington.
That'd be awesome.
Wow, that's cool.
So you're gonna like rope it off or whatever?
It's gonna be
What?
even more.
The party?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, kind of.
Are you having it on your side?
No, it's gonna be across the street from the post office. Somebody graciously is loaning us their property.
Somebody in this room, maybe.
Yeah.
When?
June 28th through 4th of July.
Everyone can call Brian.
Come over for coffee. I'm happy.
Anytime.
Wednesday, I got a text from my son, who's stationed in Virginia Beach, and he said it's my frocking day. And I was like, did you mean your effing day? Like, it's frocking? Didn't know what that meant. So then he sent me a picture. He rinked up.
Yeah.
And so it was whenever they hit him or whatever. So it's really cool. So now he's ranked up to AT2. So he gets to be the boss in the shop. So
There's one, whatever.
yeah, I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest with you. I mean, but it was neat. It was good that, I mean, he's actually applying himself because his idea was, I'm just gonna do my 4 years and I'm done, but now he's tending to take it a little more seriously, so it's not good.
So around the room quick, looking forward to your address on Wednesday. Oh, yeah. 10 years ago, I hiked the Lake 22 trail, took a terrible fall, broke my neck. Yeah, so when it's a wet trail, it's very slippery. Yeah, and I went right down a cliff face anyway. Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
I made it. And I heard your name on the radio more in the past 30 days. You take the cake.
That's a good thing of this.
I think it personally, I think it's a good thing. That's just my, I think it really goes to show the character of the man. Yeah. And the job. That's it. Thanks, James.
Today's Friday.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to do it that way. It's been a long, interesting week. I don't know who took hold of my wife, but we bought a new refrigerator. We bought all kinds of stuff for the house. We got our family coming at the end of the month. Started with our number 2 granddaughter living in Tucson, and she coming out with her boyfriend. And then my son says, well, hell, I'll come up, but you guys gonna put on a barbecue. So he and his wife don't come up very much. So we got all of them, and we only got to miss 2 granddaughters, so we're having a big deal at our little kiosk at the point, and
Beth is out spending money like I had never spent before. And so somebody hijacked it. I don't know who it was, but somebody. It's been a fun week.
I hope you don't tell her that she's number two. Tell
Granddaughter, oh yeah, yeah, I go by number one, number two,
her,
number
this is
three.
my number one. You're number two.
She knows, they know. Of course, you gotta see the rush that they give me too.
They learn well.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just glad to be part of a great club, and thank you to Lance and your team for doing scholarships and this year. Just awesome when you support the community.
yeah. You know, I've been doing this for a long time on the scholarship bill.
Yeah.
And I continue to be amazed at today's youth and what they do, especially in Lake Stevens. The requirements, and you look at some of these kids and you wonder when they sleep. Because some of them have a couple of jobs after school, they're 4.0 and
Volunteer 500 hours.
yeah, and so you sit there and say, this is really looking good for the future. So,
There's hope. That's right.
you may get a job yet, don't worry.
Somehow they do throw.
You want us to come celebrate when you get the move into this room? Your office?
We have a party.
Yeah.
It was really nice to see that people give larger scholarships than a lot did. And you know, like Sam, for instance, you got $1,500 scholarship when he went to college years ago, and a lot are still out giving $1,000 scholarships, which is wonderful to get into. And for those of you that weren't there, very interesting. If you want to do it, Chris, Pratt did 4 scholarships in the community. And they originally were gonna give 3 and they were gonna give 1, and they gave her 4 applications to choose from. And all of them.
Wow.
We talked, we have,
Here we go, why not?
With a personal lettering note inside.
Oh,
I have to let him own now.
we have,
Caveat was, we don't know what'll happen again. Yeah. Sure.
we have talked about the idea of, on Courts and Case map, of having a couple of those students that have gotten scholarships in the past come and just give, especially when we say that the funded cost is gonna go for scholarships. And having a couple of these young kids get up and take them.
right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. The Rams team do that. I think we can do it. I think they probably have somewhere out there phone. Yeah, they'll do TikTok videos for us. Yeah. Well, great. We've got a few minutes. Unfortunately, Jennifer didn't seem to make it for whatever reason, but you know, I had a couple thoughts, and might be a good opportunity, and we got just a couple minutes. A good opportunity about throw out any new ideas anybody had. And one thought I had, and this is more skinny and Aquafest Rotary, but to have somebody, and I'm thinking, I honestly, I'm not thinking you, I'm thinking about, Laura with the film festival. Do some, good quality video of Aquafest, just in general. And see if we can put together like a little 3-minute, video of what Aquafest is all about, just so Aquafest can host it and have something on their website that they would watch.
Something positive.
Yes.
See where it goes.
Like a
tourism draw.
Not doing lately, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a thought I had, and maybe we can talk to Chris and Rachel about that and see if that would be a, oh, but if anybody's got any, you know, I just thought of Laura, just from the standpoint of probably a few people in her realm that actually are, you know, capable of doing decent video type stuff, but if anybody else has any thoughts on that, and even the high school, I don't know if there's a program at the high school for videography.
There is, yeah.
You know, I still came up with 4 students on very short notice last year to be a roving reporter for the podcast.
Maybe we should give them a little more.
Yeah, and maybe we could almost combine the two. And, iPhones are pretty good. I'm just thinking from the standpoint of what their equipment is, because then they could be using the iPhone for the periodic reports back to the big screen. But then also have that person that is the photographer, basically, try to get some really cool action shots of what's going on around the event, shots of the band.
Maybe we could talk to Drew Miller about helping us.
Well, she's definitely in the business.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea.
And, her husband Steve is a member of the Everett Rotary Club. So they're both involved in Rotary, or in somewhat.
Yeah.
So, and, she was part of the film festival, and he did that wonderful, what was it, Lance, 13-minute, program on the young man down in LA.
That we, shared here as well. The name is escaping me as well.
Yeah.
I know,
Her new one is Beyond, and it's full of.
You guys aren't my age, you'll be able to remember all this.
Well, let's follow up with that, and I don't know, Gary, could you possibly reach out to her, or would you?
I don't know her as well, but I can try.
I'm meeting with her on Monday.
Oh, okay. You want to throw that out? Sure. All right, that'd be great. Any other great ideas out there?
Her husband Steve, big house.
All righty. Well, with that then, you don't hear anything coming from there, I think we ought to close the meeting. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the next sunshine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll take it.
And we'll.